Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm on very late this morning. I needed extra sleep, so I got it. But I hope you guys are doing well. I am going to continue with making these canvases. The good news is we already have 3 canvases prepped and dried today, so that's one step we won't have to do. And I've gathered my supplies as well, more supplies that I wanted to use, like my craft roulette stamp set. So, and I grabbed the images I was thinking of. I printed extra, but I'm thinking either one of these girls. I love both of those. Those are my favorites out of this digital, but I was also thinking I might use a boy instead of a girl. And I liked this little guy. Doesn't Mr. Wheel make us feel like that when Mary first spins the wheel? I don't know. That's how I feel. I also really liked this one for like the chatterbox. I got some words of wisdom quotes, and I pulled and printed a couple of flower printables as well. So I would say I'm prepared. So let's get into this. I'm going to keep using these for the next 2 canvases at least, because 1, I need to use them, and 2, we know that they work with the colored strips that I have, which is important, you know. Let's not reinvent the wheel here. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys are doing well. Let's make some art. All right. Okay. Let's find all of you. Oh, we are not starting with green. Let's start with blue. Hi, Miss Vicky and Jill Pounds and Norma. Look at these crowns. I didn't start that, y'all. I just saw that for the first time myself yesterday. It's all new to me. I think this is the way we worked on it yesterday. Let's continue that again. This is great. I'm using my stash, using these distress crayons, so yay for me. I'm excited for you to see the difference today too of like when you actually let the gesso dry, the way you can work with your canvas. So we're gonna double time this situation here. I was not a big fan of the pink yesterday, so I think I'll just I'm only gonna add the pink little by little. Yellow and blue make green, so I don't know that I need much green, but we'll see. And then I'll add the pink after I activate this. So I should have brought a bottle of water in here, or I always have a glass jar of water, but I should have cleaned it and refilled it. Also, I got to thinking yesterday after the live, I doubt these are light fast. So I probably need to go heavier on my color because Distress Crayon's probably going to fade over time, if I were to guess. They're not a light fast material. Light fastness, this is the kind of project where it actually matters because it's something you're hanging on the wall, presumably in a place that gets light. So this is actually the kind of project where it matters. I'm just going to combat it by going in a little darker. That's going to be my approach. I like this yellow and blue together. Okay, now I'm going to go in and add a bit of the pink. I didn't really like the pink yesterday. I mean, I like it with these colors. I just didn't like it too much because of the colors of strips of paper, which I'm using those same colors of strips of paper today. But what I figured out yesterday is just to lighten the pink. Don't make it so dark. So even though I'm laying it down a little dark, we can always pick it up. So I'm going to use a baby wipe to pick this up. And then that way with a baby wipe, I can also kind of rub it in to these grooves of where we stenciled our design. Okay, I want some more water. Hey, Nikki Jane, Miss Chill Pounds, Vicky Reuter, Auntie Caffeine Crafts. Hello. It was so fun having you in the chat yesterday. Let me go back in with my brush. I know, are y'all like, this is like Groundhog's Day. We did this yesterday. Well, yeah, because your girl's got to go. She's got to get these things ready. So I'm not just making fresh new content every day for your viewing pleasure. I'm so sorry. Instead, it's like Groundhog Day around here. Groundhog's Day. There we go. I can talk. Oh man, my throat was really hurting last night. All right. Probably because I just don't rest it. I should probably rest my my voice and throat more as I'm healing. It was something that dawned on me. All right, just softening some of these edges. All right, I believe that one is done for now. I'm gonna let it dry a bit. I'm gonna work on this one, and then I'll come back with my awl and add in the my Stabilo awl. I'll come back in with it and add the black contrast. Let's do the yellow first this time. Just using a baby wipe and some water. Miss Norma, how you doing? Lydia, good morning. Hello, Dawn. Aren't those crowns crazy? You should be resting before the Jen, I don't know how to rest. My husband says, you don't know how to chill. That's a direct quote. I know, because he tells me all the time. I'm always like, gosh, like he knows how to relax and how to chill. He works very hard, so don't get me wrong. But like when it comes that time when he decides it's time to chill, he knows how. And I'm just admire it. I don't know how to do that. So when I was sick with COVID, I just laid in bed and worked like 14 hours, 2 days. Because I couldn't be up doing anything else. I couldn't be doing all the things. So I was like, well, might as well work. Caught up on old movies. There's certain movies I like to watch from my childhood that I watch them, not every year, but I'd say every couple of years. I revisit some of my childhood favorites. So that, I did that. I watched 2 whole movies from beginning to end. It's very impressive for me. So that was darker. So is that darker crayon a green, a blue, or a gray? I can't tell on my screen. Okay, this is Stormy Sky. It's a blue. This is Peeled Paint. It's a green. This is Fossilized Amber. It's yellow. And then this is Abandoned Coral, which is pink. OMG, you guys. I had Sparkle Heart helping me assemble some things. And she did not like my color combinations that I had chosen. And to be fair to her, I didn't give it a lot of thought. I just kind of grabbed things and went for it, like I do here. And this was for Paper Ganso. I got Paper Ganso on my brain, okay? So anyways, you'll see them next week. I'm going to record a video and show you all the things that I've made to take to Paper Gansa over the last couple of weeks. Anywho, she was not a fan of my colors that I chose. And I would say that I just chose my colors instinctually, right? Well, I was watching Miss Mary last night do her whodunit, and she had on her Paper Gansa t-shirt. And it dawned on me that I picked purple, this kind of orangish red, and yellow. And that's the color of the Paper Gansa t-shirt. Hello. So it was so funny though, because at one point Sparkle Heart was like, is there any chance anybody there is colorblind? Because then they probably won't mind the colors you picked out. And I was like, I was just laughing at her. And then, so last night I had to tell her, I was actually on point with that. Thank you very much. They're going to be perfect. And she just laughed. We both laughed. But yeah, she was teasing me. Okay, I have a Stabilo all. I guess she had to be there. Aquarelle. She was hoping maybe they'd be colorblind and wouldn't notice that I had picked a bad palette. I didn't pick a bad palette. I had to explain to her that purple and red do go together quite nicely. I think the moral of the story is don't let others throw you off. You know, just follow your heart and you'll be fine. So I'm using the Stabilo all to add interest in my background, but also contrast. Contrast is a good thing. You want contrast. I know we like things sometimes when they're ultra soft, and I get it, me too. That's why I said we. We like things like that sometimes, but you do need a bit of contrast. Okay. Good morning, Jennifer. How you doing? Beth, did I say hi to you? Hi. I had so much fun watching you yesterday. I'm like, was I yesterday? Like, the days are so long right now. But it was. So this Stabilo all pencil is like a charcoal pencil that will just rub right off until you get it wet. Now, depending on your project and how you're using it and what you're wanting to use it on, it might be best to seal it. But because this is like going on someone's wall, hopefully, unless it goes in the trash, then it should be fine. It's not going to rub off on their wall. I don't know if it's light fast, but it should be fine. So see the difference? Having that, I might have gone a little heavy-handed on it. That's okay. I got the cutest new swimsuit, you guys, for my fluffy body. It is so cute. I'm so excited. It arrived yesterday and tried it on, and I'm so glad. We're going to Six Flags Water Park, and I just wanted to be comfortable and, you know, not feel like an eyesore. Scare young children in a water park. So I like it. It feels cute, so I won't feel that way. Okay. Those two are done. We have one more. I couldn't fit 3 on here, so we just got to go through all of that again. That's okay. Some people are just joining, so it'll be fine. Right? I know. Usually it's like, it's so cute. And I wasn't sure if I'd like the color. The top is hot pink and the bottom is black, but I loved it. And then I got everyone a new swimsuit, not just myself. But, and although Sparkle Heart was torn between the pink and the black, she ordered the black and they sent her the pink. So we'll be a little bit matchy. Not too matchy, but a little bit matchy, which is cute. And then Dr. Shrub got Hawaiian shorts that are black and white with big white Hawaiian flowers on them. And my son got black. So we're going to kind of all match. I got the one with the hot pink top because I thought it would be easier to find me at the park. I used to dress my kids in fluorescent colors when we would go to like events with lots of people or go, you know, traveling. I always traveled with my kids in fluorescent colors so I could pick them out, find them easily. going to do the blue first because I think it's best, because I kind of put it everywhere. So we're going to do the blue first on this go around. This is a gorgeous blue. I can tell why you were like, is that blue? Is it gray? What the kind of color is that? Because it does look like a cool blue steel. And this is not the color that I associate with Stormy Sky. I associate this lid color with Stormy Sky, but it looks really different and Distress Crayon. And I like it. This reminds me more, if you're talking about ink, this reminds me more of Uncharted Mariner, which I also really like. Definitely went more heavy-handed this time, and I'm not mad at it. All right. Okay, now let's add in the yellow. My daughters took me to a paint night last year. Oh, painting isn't my jam. I didn't think my painting was very good. Oh, my daughters insisted that I put it in the guest room, so it's under the bed. Oh, Vicky. You know we are our own worst critic, right? But you know, if it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. I've been painting since I was young. It brings me lots of joy, but I'm very free with it. I don't try to paint anything real. I don't try to paint people, or unless they're like out at a distance and profile. You know, I stay in my lane. We went to paint 2 years ago for our anniversary. We had such a fun anniversary that year. I planned the first half of the day, and my hubby planned the second half of the day. So the first half of the day, we went to like one of those painting with a twist places, and we all painted together. And then the second half of the day, well, we dropped the kids off at home. And my hubby rented this adorable, I don't know if I ever showed y'all a picture, the cutest boat. And we went out in downtown Austin. We have a lake. Well, we call it a lake. We call it Lady Bird Lake, but it's really more like a river. And it's so nice. There's walking trails. There's usually music and restaurants, and it's right in downtown Austin. And anyways, there's paddle boarding and boating, and so he rented this vintage 1950s. It basically looked like a vintage 1950s car convertible is what it kind of looked like, this little boat. And we just trotted around on the lake. But anyways, that morning we went to one of those painting places that you're talking about, Vicki, and we all painted. Everybody finished their painting but me. Now, I was assisting others, you know, but I never finished that painting. I was like, oh, I'll just finish it at home. No big deal. No, it's still unfinished. To this day, I haven't bothered to finish it. All right. I'm going to do this part with the towel. All right, you guys. You've made it through all 4 canvases. Way to go. Congratulations. You did it. You watch me do the same thing over and over again. Whoa, got mud. Hold on. Let me clean that up. That was real mud. All right. I'm going to go in and clean up the white area. I can clean up the white area really easily because it's gesso and the gesso's dry. Yesterday I couldn't clean it up very easily because my gesso wasn't really dry enough. Hi Cheryl, how you doing? I've been painting since kindergarten. Oh, right, Linda? I was watching, I know I will not be able to pull it out of my hat who it was. A professional artist talk about painting like a child and how difficult it actually is to free yourself up enough to paint like a child. Y'all are probably looking at this going, well, that looks like a kid did it. But um, he was talking about like figures and, you know, how difficult it can be to allow ourselves. But if we think about it, we have been painting since we were children. Did I ever tell y'all the story? I was taking private piano classes when I was a kid. Well, it all started with when I always had a lot of boys as friends. I had girlfriends too growing up, but I had older brothers, so I could relate to boys. I didn't have any sisters. And there were two that lived across the street. Well, anyways, my buddy Heath, and he was like my best friend. He got a keyboard for Christmas. I got a jam box, which is what I wanted. I wanted a jam box until I went to Heath's house with my jam box on my shoulder. You know how we did it in the 80s. And he's over there banging away on a keyboard. And I'm like, hold on, wait, what? And then he's like, wait, you're rocking a jam box? So we were like, let's trade. Did we consult an adult? No, we did not. Christmas morning, we're over trading gifts. I come home with a keyboard. I left with a jam box. I came home with a keyboard. And my parents were like, where did you get that? I was like, Heath got this for Christmas. And they're like, and what are you doing with it? I was like, we traded. So my parents got Heath's parents on the phone. And I guess they talked numbers or whatever. Turns out they were essentially the same value. And sure enough, Heath ended up with a jam box for Christmas and I got a keyboard. And then I got to start taking piano lessons because I always wanted to play the piano. So I started taking piano lessons. Well, I go for my piano lessons. This happened for like 2 months. I was in piano lessons. And the lady had the coolest artwork in her house. I was like, one day I commented, like, I just love your house. I love all of your artwork. And she's like, oh, thanks. I painted those, you know. I'm an artist too. And I teach art classes. And I was like, well, what are we doing here banging away on a piano? I want to paint those pictures. So my dad came to pick me up. And she was like, your daughter's expressed interest in, you know, learning to paint. Do you want to, you know, maybe I could cut you a deal and she can continue to do piano and learn to paint and draw. And he was like, well, which one is it that you want to do the most? And I was like, I want to paint and draw. And he's like, okay, well, I guess the piano's done. And that was it. I was done with piano and I started art and I've never looked back. I went from those private art classes to, I got invited to a friend's birthday party and she was having it at a ceramic studio. And I fell in love with ceramics at her birthday party. So then my parents let me take classes from the ceramic studio. And well, that was that on that one. I did ceramics from the time I was, this one's really wet. Let me move this one out of the way. I did ceramics from 8 to 16. I was hooked. Just getting an idea here of, I like these combinations. That's why I didn't want to change anything today. Not necessarily when it came to which crayons, distressed crayons I was using. Okay, I think we have just enough strips that we cut yesterday for all 4 pictures, which is delightful news. So today I'm going to go ahead. I kind of know where I'm headed today because we did our prototype yesterday. So I'm just going to go ahead and like cut things down. These should move a little quicker because I've already made one. My parents were super cool, like really, because they let me try whatever I was interested in. You know what I mean? So if I expressed that I wanted to play piano, then I went to piano lessons. If I expressed that I wanted to change that and do art and drawing, then I did art and drawing. And they didn't, although sometimes I wish they would have made me stick to something longer or, you know, practice more. I love that they let me explore my interest because, you know, when you're a child, that's the best time to do it. Yeah, I love that they weren't like, if you're going to do soccer, you're doing soccer for the next 7 years, whether you like it or not. Like, they weren't like that. They let me follow my whims. And as we can tell here, that's a good thing. I need that. So here's 2 of our ladies that are going on these panels. I like this one with all the darkness, I really like this one with all the dark lines and the contrast. It's very nice. Okay, now we need flowers. I picked out, like this one will go well. These had roses, so I picked these. I'm gonna have to fussy cut these out. These are the easy cut sheets from Dreams, etc. Y'all know I always use these. I reprint them again and again and again. They're some of my favorites. So yeah, we're gonna cut some of these out. Oh yeah, I loved it. And then, yeah, Linda, and then in high school, I had the best art teacher I could have ever asked for. She was amazing. Mrs. Strickland was her name. She's one of those that you want to, like, I would love to look up now and see, like, where is Mrs. Strickland? And can I tell her how much she was a positive impact in my life? Look, the name Biddy doesn't come from me being small. Okay, and I was a bit of a rounder. I was, there's this defect in my personality. There's probably quite a few defects in my personality, but there's one in particular that we're going to talk about today that was really prominent as a child. I was taught to respect people I was taught manners and, respect. But if I felt like grown-ups weren't respecting me, then I wouldn't respect them. So this is a defect. I should have respected them anyways, maybe. I don't know, or at least shown respect. I don't know. But I would tend to talk back to authority that I didn't like or that I thought wasn't respecting me. And this probably came from that same freedom that my parents gave me, a whole lot of freedom. But if I just felt like people were unduly, if they were not doing things in a justified manner or treating people fairly, that would really bother me. But what happened is that ended up getting me in a lot of trouble. So I was kicked out of classes, two different years, but for the whole year. Once in middle school, once in high school. My mouth got me in trouble, and the teacher was like, nope. And our counselor was sick like the whole time I was in high school. She was never available. Bless her heart, she had cancer, I'm pretty sure. And anyway, so they didn't really know what to do with me. And my art teacher took me on. So my art teacher was like, she can come to my class. She's perfectly behaved in my class. And I'd love to have her help. Because my art teacher was going through for her doctorate in art. She got her master's and her doctorate while she was my middle and high school art teacher. And Mrs. Strickland saved the day. She's like, she's a perfect angel for me. I'll take her. And so I was an art assistant in that extra period that I had. And then I had to test out through Texas Tech University to get my credit for those classes. Luckily enough, I could do that. I don't even remember studying for that test. I don't even remember taking it in the library. So my art teacher took me on, and my librarian took me on. The librarian is like, she can come hang out with me anytime. And she taught me how to, well, first of all, I would put all the books away for her every day. And then she taught me how to bind books and fix books that were damaged, that were returned to the library damaged. I wasn't really a bad person or a bad student. I just had a defect, is the way I see it. And those teachers weren't trying to, and I'm sure they were busy. They weren't really trying to work with me on it, you know? They were just like, and you're out of here, girl. Yeah, she had a doctorate. I don't know what she was getting her doctorate in. I think it might have been, it was some form of art history, Maddie, because let me tell you, she gave us the best art history. So here's how she would start class every day. It was so cool. You come in to the classroom and it would be dark, which was really smart of her because you got these amped up kids going from class to class, and this is the late 80s, early 90s, and we were all just a little crazy. And so you come into the classroom and it was dark. We're gonna have to use this craft bond. I don't have any of my glue here at the table. And then she'd have the projector, or I don't even think we had a, maybe she had a TV. I'm not sure. TV or projector. But the first 10 minutes of class every day, you would learn about a new artist. And you would learn about their childhood, their formative years, basically, their years of like discovering their style, and then if they had passed, you know, end of life kind of stuff, like you know. But basically, in the first 10 minutes of class every day, and then while we learned all that, we were just viewing on the screen their artwork, their most, you know, famous artwork. And that was so cool. I learned so much about different lifestyles, you know, people born in different countries. And because I went to a small school, it just enabled me to really embrace different cultures, different, you know, not everyone has a straight and narrow path, which obviously after the storytelling that I've done this morning, you know, mine wasn't straight and narrow either. But there's still really cool outcomes that can happen. And, you know, the path of discovering your style and your voice as an artist, it comes in different ways for different people. I just loved it. Ryan's here. Hi, Ryan. I'm talking about my crazy childhood and how much of an impact my art teacher made on me. Because she took me in when some of the other teachers didn't want me. But yeah, like, you know, my dad was much of a historian, so I was used to hearing a lot about history. But definitely her class and hearing about, you know, so we would study artists, but then we also studied styles, and she would give you the full history of pointillism. And I mean, she just, I think especially because, you know, she was also at the same time pursuing her master's and doctorate, that I'm sure she kind of, because as when I went to college, then I was like, oh, yeah, you can tell I was definitely taught by someone in the collegiate, you know, atmosphere. Yeah, Mrs. Strickland was the bomb. So cool. She was a cat lady. She was a single cat lady. But also, maybe not. You know, I'm not sure. Well, I know she was a cat lady for sure, but she may not have been single. She just may not have chosen to share her partner with us because of the time in those times. It might not have been as accepted to do so. Okay, this is coming together. It can come together very easily today. Ryan, I want to hang out with you. I don't know if you'd ever want to come here and hang out with me, but I want to hang out with you. You're more than welcome. I'm about to be out of town for Paper Ganza for a bit, but I love having people on. We've been doing that around here a lot lately on Saturdays. And I go live a little later at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time so people can sleep in. And I'd love to have you as a guest. We can do anything you want. Okay, so I need to find the words for her. We will do that. I'm going to put her off to the side. And let's glue this one down. But yeah, so as I sit here and process all this with you guys, I'm thinking, I have beat myself up before because of the incredible amount of money I've spent on craft supplies. I guilt myself over that sometimes, and I'm sitting here going, just think of yourself like some of the great artists. You're not, first of all, I think it's a thing with our industry and our time and the influence and things like that, most certainly. But it's just a part of my story. And as I sit here and think of it in those terms, it softens the edges of it all a bit. When I just maybe zoom out the lens a little bit and take it off of being so critical on myself and so disparaging to myself. And I zoom back a little bit, I go, oh, well, that's a funny part of my story. At least, it softens the lens, I think. And I think when you learn about other artists and you learn about their stories, then you're able to do that more. I like biographies. Like, I love reading biographies. If you like reading biographies and you like music biographies, Quincy Jones, the book Q, rest in peace, Quincy, exceptional. There's a Ray Charles book, exceptional. Now, I grew up, I was a very wild and fun teen in the 90s. So I grew up with a lot of like grunge, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, things like that. And Anthony Kiedis's book, Scar Tissue, is exceptional. I've read it twice. I do really like reading about musician biographies, I think, because it's just so wild and fun. I'm not going to live, well, I did manage a band for a few years and went on tour with them all over the United States, and it was wild and fun. But I'm not going to live that life anymore, so it's kind of fun to read about it. I think that's one of the fun things about like biographies is you can live vicariously through other people's stories. And y'all know me, I love storytelling. Oh, Pam, I'll come join you. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. We will have so much fun. I know we will. Ryan, I just got chills. I've always adored you, and I've always thought you were refreshing to the hobby, and I've always loved that you're very courageous and open and authentic, and that draws me to people. So thank you. Thank you for being who you are, being yourself, sharing that with the internet. It's a very brave thing to do, and allowing us to come along for the ride. And Miss Pam will have fun. Yeah. I need to get things booked. I have August 30th, I have a friend booked to come on, and we're going to do gel printing. And I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, but she's my favorite. If you know who my favorite gel printing artist is, you'll know who's going to come on with me that Saturday. And then I'm going to collab with Sean again, Manly Made Minute Sean. He wanted to do something in July, and I didn't see his message until the other day. He's like, I thought you were ignoring me. And I'm like, no, I just haven't been on Instagram regularly. I'm never ignoring anybody. I'm just, you know, I get overwhelmed by all the things. Ryan is new to you and you're already in love with, yes, he's wonderful. Ryan, I saw Ryan for the first time. Let me make sure I've glued things down. He was hanging out with the foiling ladies. I can't think of their names. At the time, he used to do late night lives. I really like this flower turned this way, and I'm probably going to bring in words, so I'm just going to let that be. Actually, I think I'm going to put it right there. Okay. But yeah, I think that's how I found him, was when he was doing stuff with the foiling ladies. Gosh, I think one of them's name's Tracy. She ended up being on a design team with me. And then at Nancy Stamps. Pulling it out of the hat there. Okay, I've got words. I don't think, I printed these for Mary's, not anybody else's. I mean, not that they wouldn't work, because they could. Let's see what Timmy's got. Let's see if we want to use any Timmy words. If not, I still have the kind of whimsical words we had out yesterday. We've got options. These are snarky. I don't know. This is Call Me Crafty Owls. I don't mean to brag, but I finished my 14-day diet in 3 hours and 12 minutes. Oh, I'm so glad, Jen. I'm so glad. I'm glad you like them. I think they're turning out nicely. I really am very happy that I'm happy that I printed these roses. To be honest, this is me. This should be on mine. To be honest, I'm just winging it. Life, motherhood, my eyeliner, everything. I did the whole, outline your waterline with a white eyeliner at my last conference at work. And then I got home and I was like, do I look crazy? And it all goes back to what my husband's always like, why do you try new things at the weirdest times? Oh, thanks, Linda. He's just getting going again. But I'm sure you'll be happy. He can color like nobody's business. He's been coloring a lot. I know he can go grungy, which is what I used to love that he would do. You're not going to be disappointed. And I think you'll just enjoy him for who he is. Okay. I don't know where I'll, I don't want to say that one. Okay. I love the snarky ones, but they're not right for Call Me Crafty Owl. We're going to have to pick one of these. Okay. Sorry. I need to drink some water. This cough sneaks up on me, and I was laughing at the same time. That was a weird one. When I think of Crafty Owl, I think about how much she gives to our community. I want to see if there's anything that... Oh, she has to have this one, and she also loves rainbows. I made her a bracelet for Team Rainbow. Shh, don't tell her. And then I'm going to give it to her with this. She loves rainbow. So this is perfect for her. But I think about how much she gives our community, and it's immense. Artistic souls have rainbow hearts. That is Call Me Crafty House. Let's see if one of these other artist quotes works down here. I shortened the space today, so now I have more options because I have more of these little ones. I always love this quote. I make art to show my soul I'm listening. Color in a picture is like enthusiasm in life. That's nice. Oh, art is not about thinking something up. It's the opposite. It is the opposite. It's getting something down. Art is not a luxury, it's a necessity. I feel that. Oh, I like this one. Let's use this one because I think it'll go good with the rainbow. It says, you may think art is just a drawing on a piece of paper, but it really colors the world. And I feel like, I hope she can relate to that because she may just think her sketches, like, I hope she realizes, like, how much the sketches that she creates, the sheetload of cards, color the world. She puts them out there and people create them in all different kinds of ways, and they really do color the world. So I think that goes good with the idea of rainbow hearts too. So that one is good. Do I kind of wish I'd cut that out? Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. Can I lift it? I can, but I can't fix everything. I don't just love that it's a square on here. Like all my other ones I fussy cut out. But if I lift it, I'm going to damage the flowers. And that's not going to work either. So I'm going to have to leave it. Let it be. Bye, Cheryl. You're awesome too. You're so awesome. You had a crown on today, girl. Rocking that crown. First of all, I think you're all my top fans, but like I said, I didn't create that thing. I didn't create that hierarchy. I was wondering if that was something I was going to have to like turn on because I saw it for the first time yesterday. I was like, oh boy, is that something I might have to figure out? But apparently not. Bye, TR. I'm so glad you were here. Sorry I missed saying hello to you, but I'm glad I at least caught you on the way out the door. Thanks for hanging out. All right. I'm just going to line it right up with that banner. Okay. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out if I want something like a frame around that. And I just so happen to have, yes, I do. I want a frame that fixes that problem for me. I just happen to have my ephemera folder right here beside me. I'm going to pop that right on there, and it's going to make me a happier person. All right. Chef's kiss to the frame. Woohoo! Thanks, Zenjen. Yeah, that was not gonna sit right with me. I wish I could see things like that sometimes before I glue them down. Good thing is it's paper. We always have a workaround, don't we? All those things you've learned from card making can help you in a project like this. Like, don't despair, we can fix it. Okay. It kind of eats up the flowers around her, but I still think I like it better. So we're going to go for it. And I can add in more flowers if I want. The thing is I want that third banner up there not to just completely disappear. I think I'll leave it. I think it'll be okay. I still have my pops of color, so I'm going to put these on last because I tend to mess things like this up. So we're going to call that one done except for its pops of color, and we're going to bring in the next one. 2 down, 2 to go. This girly right here needs words. So let's give her some words. So this Saturday, you won't be live. Ave, this week, I am not committing to any schedules. Saturday is my last day home. And I think I'll be here, but I may not be as long as I usually am. I don't know what I'll be working on because all I'm working on this week are things to take to friends. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, this one's for Miss Carrie Rhodes, and she's just as sweet as can be. And I love how she always puts love and puts a heart on the back of her cards. Let's see if I can find something with that in mind. Sip on sunshine and dine with dreams. I like that one. Not for Miss Carrie Rhodes necessarily, but just I like it. Sprinkle joy everywhere. I think that's Carrie Rhodes. I knew I'd find it. I think she sprinkles joy everywhere. Oh my gosh, it's 8 o'clock. This is so weird. I'm glad you asked, Ave, because I need to address that with everyone. Like, I'm never here on a Thursday. Well, no, I usually am. That's right. But just not at this hour. I'm usually at work by this time. Okay, so we've got sprinkle joy everywhere. I like that right there. This solves this funkiness of her shoulder and this whole situation by putting that right there. So we're going to put that right there. And then let's see about an art quote for Miss Carrie. Sorry, I should probably read these out loud. I found that I could say things with colors and shapes that I couldn't say with any other way things I had no words for. Let's see. Let's find another one. Some of these art quotes aren't doing it for me for these ladies. Oh, here's another page. Let's see what's on these. Hi, Vicki Jensen. How you doing? I'm over here making things for Paper Ganza. Oh, these are the same ones. Ooh, I like Craft Your Cosmos. I like Craft Your Cosmos for Miss Carrie Rose. We've got this. Oh, there we go. I think that that kind of goes with the fact that she infuses her cards with love. With the little heart on the back. There's usually more than one heart. And I think that fits her. I think I want another flower. And then that shortens the distance on this longer banner down here. And then we can put the shorter sentiment. What if we put Craft Your Cosmos up here and Sprinkle Joy Everywhere down here? Craft Your Cosmos, Sprinkle Joy Everywhere. Like the order of that makes more sense to me. So let's do that. I'm so excited too. I can't wait to meet you, Miss Vicki. And I like your new profile picture. I meant to tell you that last night. We're going to have so much fun. She's going. All right. Sprinkle joy everywhere. I know, Dawn, but you know what? I'm going to try to go live. Y'all keep an eye on the Craft Roulette socials while Paper Gans is going, because I'm going to be on their socials trying to bring you the whole vibe of the event. I'm going to bring you as much as I can. So there's that one. I think I need to go to the Dollar Tree this evening and get more of these canvases, because there's a few more people I'd love to make one of these for if I can squeeze it in time. Last one, Miss Mary Guns. Okay. She's going to need a wheel. So I brought out my Craft Roulette stamp set, and we're going to have to give Miss Mary a wheel to work with. And I think I want to use the bigger one. Now, I'm down to scraps, but she won't mind. She'll never know. Okay. That one's can go there. This one can go here. And then we need a longer one down here. Okay, so we've got our 3 strips. We've got our wheel. And then you guys can help me pick and help me decide who we're going to put on Mary's card. Okay? Get your voting, get ready. Get ready to vote. We're going to vote. All right. We've got option A is a very bright perfectly colored chatterbox for Miss Mary's card. Hold on, don't vote yet. You don't know all the options. So this is going to be, and we're just going to call it Biddy. I think you should go to the Dollar Tree too. Get more art supplies. I know. The chatterbox looks mighty fine there. Mighty fine. Such a nice option. Then we've got this gent right here. Like, I feel like when Mary steps into her craft room, this little dude right here will make her think of Luke, will make her think of JD, and probably Mr. Producer when he was a kid. And I'm going to fussy cut him out, okay? But I think he would make her laugh and giggle. So he's an option. He's going to be option B, boy B. And then we've got the girls. Because they're just, these two are my favorite. And I don't know which one. If we even make it, we're going to make both of these girls the C. And I was thinking I could combine the boy with a girl. We could do that. Okay, we've got 4, but I think I really like the chatterbox. I think I might decide. Hi, Teresa. Isn't that rude? I'm like, okay, get ready to vote. And then I'm like, well, I like the chatterbox. I just really like them. They fit the color perfectly. And don't worry, I'll definitely use these. I thought I put enough. This is not printed on photo paper. This is just printed on regular old paper. But I thought I'd put enough in there. Don't worry, if I don't put this little dude on here, then I'm going to make John a card with him. Thanks for enabling me, by the way, Linda. Hi, Teresa Ton. Good morning. How you doing? We're about to finish our last canvas. And I'll finally have all 4 done. Although I'm over here talking about I need to go get more and make more, but I'll have the first 4 done. Okay, let's look at this. You know, it's good to explore your options, but I love the chatterbox. Hold on. Don't want to damage them. Okay, the wheel is a part of the equation, so I'm going to keep that there. The little boy, this is, so y'all can envision it. This is what the little boy would look like. This is what the little girl would look like. This is what girl plus boy would look like. I'm liking more than one. I don't think we're going to just put one. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 options. I hope you pick the one I like. All right. We're going to pick Chatterbox A or Excited Kiddos B. A. Now I'm going to fussy cut them out too. The excited kiddos. Jen, that's her vote. Oh, Cheryl, excited kiddos. Chatterbox. Anybody? Oh, we got a couple of A's. Okay. Lots of B's. The B's are definitely excited kiddos. Oh my gosh, the kids are pulling ahead of these ladies. Ladies, y'all should have been laughing. I don't know what to tell you. You look fab and all, but that deadpan expression isn't holding up. It's not holding up. You know what it is? It's because Mary makes us all laugh and smile. So these ladies just, they should have been smiling. You're never fully dressed without a smile. These ladies thought they were fully dressed. They were feeling it, but they weren't smiling. And they might lose the race because of it. Gosh, I love these colors though. Okay, there's the ladies. The kids have pulled ahead. What did Jen say? Let's see. I gotta go back to where the voting began. Right, Tina? Hi, Tina. How are you? I hope you're enjoying your paper. Love the girl plus the boy. Me too, Vicky. I think we have to have both. We can't just have one or the other. Oh, this is hard. I like them all. You and me both, Linda. That's why I depends on the quote. That is true, Zen. Di, you can't vote 3 times. I wouldn't catch it. Sure, she can. Well, we should definitely pick out our quote, okay? Let's see. Oh, I remember. I printed special ones for Mary. Not that it wouldn't work for the other ladies, but I read one of these when I was printing things. This is Words of Wisdom from Mrs. Cogg's Crafts on Etsy. I loved life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. That was really good. That's not the one I picked for Mary, though. I really liked we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Winston Churchill. I thought Mary and Stephen really give a lot. I think the Chatterbox lost this round. They're like, we're not going anywhere. Sorry, ladies. Y'all can help me pick that too. But like, I thought when I saw that we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give, I thought that really fit them. I don't know that that goes with these kiddos though. I don't think it does. Let's go to the snark and see if there's any kid-friendly. Hello, Jim. Any appropriate kid snark that might work for Miss Mary. I think it needs to be something funny if it's going to be them. Whoa. Whoa. And of course we could just put whoa on there. All right. Let's see. Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted when I grew up. I'm trying to find ones that like fit with kids. We'll be best friends forever because you already know too much. Not only does my mind wander, sometimes it walks off completely. You vote whoa. Yeah, we might have to go whoa. This is funny. I'm just a girl standing in front of a salad asking for it to be a donut. Not for Mary. It's just funny. We're just laughing here. I admit that my weirdness is above the national average, but I'm comfortable with that. That one actually might work. Let's see. I wish my life had background music so I could understand what the heck is going on. She said, that's a lot of money to spend on crafts, and I knew we couldn't be friends. It will probably end up using whoa, but I'm pulling that one out. I'd like to announce I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, now let me pull out the ones that's not, let me see if I have the ones that are not snarky real quick. I want us to have all options here. It'd be helpful if they always went back in the same spot. That would be so helpful. We can definitely go whoa. And we probably will. Let's just look at this real quick. You could type, right? We'll use these for whoa. Let's just see if there's something in this one. Oh, scribbling laughter into the canvas of life. She does that, Miss Mary. She scribbles laughter into the canvas of life. Okay. I think if anybody could have embrace the chaos, kiss the muse, it's Mary. The muse would be Mr. Wheel, wouldn't it? All right. All right. Sorry that took so long, but you know, I'm going to put this on the back. There's nothing stopping me. All right. We have direction. This is the last one. We're going to make it through, you guys. Let's just glue this on the back. I should open my glue. Who makes those quotes, Bitty Penny? These are all from Calico Collage on Etsy. Now, Calico Collage, here's the thing to do. Sign up for her newsletter. She's also on Ko-Fi, I think. But sign up for her newsletter because you'll get a really good discount. Like, it's totally worth it. She is very generous with her newsletter discounts. I'm just saying. Because you're probably going to go over there and find a whole bunch of things besides just these quotes that you want. Now, she has a lot of quotes. Does this one have a name? It doesn't have a name, but it's like a whimsy art one. I bought it years ago. I don't know what it's actually called, but that's where those are from. Okay, you guys, let's wrap this thing up. We're going to need to stamp out the wheel on some paper. Hands, are you out there? Can you hear me? I want him to let the dog out. Okay, let's see. She's just standing here looking at me like, Mom, what are you doing? Why are you in here? Are you ever leaving? Oh, here she is. I was looking for her. All right. Stamp us up a wheel. I'm going to stamp it in Versifying so I can watercolor it. Look at my Woe bracelet, by the way. Get it situated here. I made myself a Woe bracelet when I was making bracelets the other day. Who makes, okay, got that one. What are these printables? Okay, all of them, I can go over them with you. The flowers are from Dreams Etc. They're the Easy Cuts bundle. These beautiful flowers I've been using today. The ladies, a chatterbox. Oh, let's slap that chatterbox on the back of this. We get to use them after all. Okay. The chatterbox is from, I have to find that sheet of paper. It's not someone I buy from very often, but she makes really cool stuff. One of my favorite cards I've ever made was with this sheet of paper, this printable. The adorable kids. These fabulous kids are from Sweet Pea Curiosities. Look at her. Mr. Wheel makes you feel like that at first, right? Calico Collage was the fun whimsy words that we used. The words of wisdom was Mrs. Cog's Crafts. I cannot, oh, there they are. It's like I cannot find those other ladies. This one is from Art Tea Life, Mrs. Sandy Gordon on Etsy. Art Tea Life. Okay. Asked and answered. Chugging water, y'all. Trying to keep my voice. All right. let's do this thing. So these are our colors. I'm going to use bright colors on the wheel so it'll show up. Let's use these really bright colors. Let's use these neon colors. Why not? Gotta fill my art brushes, you guys. They all need water. Fluorescent, Mr. Wheel. Oh, thanks, Dawn. Thanks for adding those. Okay, I don't want to... I'm just... Whoops. I'm just spraying my... filling up my bottle. Or my brush with my bottle. That's what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. All right. I love fluorescents. I think it's because I was a kid in the 80s. They're just so fun. So when I saw a fluorescent watercolor set, I had to have it. Yeah, we're going to have some colors running together, but I'm okay with that, to be honest. First of all, you're not going to see the whole thing, and it's just a little artsy. It's fine. Okay. We don't have a purple here. You missed that last shop. Streams, etc. Mrs. Cox. Oh, Art Life. I have to look it up again, Dawn. Art Tea Life. I was like, I know it's 3 words. Art, the tea that you drink, life. You know, I didn't see anything in those quotes, those art quotes about trust the process, but you really do have to trust the process. I think people give up on themselves way too early when they're creating. Let's put more orange because Mary's team orange, so you can't have too much. But you know, don't give up too early because there's always awkward parts of art, you know. I always find that art goes, when you're working on a project, it goes through some ugly stages, some growing pains. And I think people might give up a little too early at that, when they hit that kind of ugly stage and they're like, uh-oh, oh, I'm done here. This can't work. This is no good. No, see it through and keep working on it and keep adding to it. And I think you'll have more fun. That would be my advice. If you're working on a project like this, for example, it's going to go through a lot of stages. I'm going to heat this. And dry it. What link is that, Abe? Art Tea Life. Thank you. Maybe signing up in the different swap groups. Dawn, can you link my postable link and share, please? I need to share my cards so I can make more. Oh, are you selling your cards, Ave? That's cool. I'm just guessing. It's not my shop. I don't sell anything. I just want to send happy mail. Oh, that's so sweet. Ave, you're so sweet. Ave, you can always send your cards to Cards for Cancer, Carla Bostic's charity. And she takes all different kinds of cards. They don't have to be like get well soon or anything like that. Like you can send her birthday, you can send her all kind, because she takes them to the cancer center and they use them, like they just give them away to patients, and then that way the patients can use them if maybe they're getting treatment that day, but it's somebody's birthday and they wanted to give them a card, you know, they could pick it up, that kind of thing. My understanding, that's how Carla runs that. And it's an official 504c organization, and she would be over the moon excited to receive your cards. So, not to discourage you, you're doing the right thing, sharing them with friends. But in case you're looking for an organization, you can send them as Carla. Just so you know. Go. I'm wanting some more of these like pink and yellow flowers. See how easy these are to cut though? The easy cut flowers from Dreams Etc. Whew, they're awesome. And this, she did something really cool with these too. There's like an inner layer and an outer layer. So like if you want to decoupage them, you can. You print up, there's a whole file that's for inner layers. And then you print up the regular ones, and then you can, you know, pop your inner layers up with foam. It's a cool printable. Okay, let's do this thing. I'm almost done, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Alrighty. Here we go. You hear my stomach growling? Okay, and then this one. Let's figure this out, the arrangement a little bit. They're so cute. Okay, and this one. And then we need flower down here. I kind of want a flower with some greenery. Scribbling laughter onto the canvas of life. Okay. Let's see. Let's just see here. One more to cut out. And I think I'm going to use this bigger banner at the top. There we go. Move everything up and over a little bit. Okay, okay. I think we need this white flower up there at the top. We've got 3 pink flowers. It's not really doing it for me, so let's put this one up there. I've been on and off. I feel like bragging because I'm proud of myself. They need sentiments, but my first 98 Christmas cards are made. Jessie B. What? That is amazing. I'm giving you a virtual high five, pat on the back, and hug. You did it. That's awesome. Way to go. I always tell myself in January, like, hey girl, you need to make Christmas cards all year. And then I don't make Christmas cards all year. And then I rush to get them done on time. And then I'm making Christmas cards all the way till January, it feels like sometimes, because you don't see everyone and, you know, at the holidays exactly. Sometimes you're going to see someone like a week later or something. So sometimes I'm making them even later. And then I tell myself, self, you should make Christmas cards during the year. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Jessie. You're ahead of schedule in a really great way. Now, if you've made 98, though, I have to ask, how many do you make? Because that's a lot. I know. I'm so excited. Kids are magical. Oh my gosh, my son had like these ideas about how we could move to Europe yesterday. And I loved all of his ideas. I was like, dude, those are great ideas. We should share those with your father. He's 15 and he's got a lot figured out already. Okay. Do we like it? How does it look? Be honest. I think that isn't needed. Let's just work with it a little bit. Yeah, I don't think that other one was needed. I want a little more of that green showing. I think this is perfect. Okay, I like it now. Okay, we're good here now. It wasn't quite working for me there for a second. yes, this is a canvas, Jill Pounds. This is, these are little 6x8 canvases that I got at the Dollar Tree. But what's great about them, Jill, is that, you know, I make 5x7 cards. So just to have to stretch my supplies and my creativity by an inch each direction, I feel like I am just making a large card. Yeah, I should leave that open and use it. Let's glue this down. I think this one's for Mary, Jill. Okay, that one's glued. This is for Miss Mary Gunn. It's so much fun. It definitely scribbles laughter into the canvas of life. She does that. Okay. So put that one right down there like that. Okay. Let's glue this down. Almost done, you guys. I'm definitely going to have to go get me more of these canvases. I might invest in some that are slightly maybe more expensive or better made. Now that I know I like this size, the 6x8, I can look and see who else makes them because it's not exactly square. It's not, you know, the highest quality. It's going to work. And I encourage you, like, it's a great way to try it, right? They're $1.25. You could pick one up the next time you're at the Dollar Tree and give this a try. And if you really like it and you think you're going to give them or sell them, I would get maybe slightly better quality ones. Only because canvases warp, they can warp over time. And that could be canvases from lots of places, not just the Dollar Tree. Okie dokie. So this little girly and this little boy. Good choice, you guys. Y'all did a good job voting for these two. Way to go. I'm proud of you. Okay, so I think I like them like that. I'm going to trim this little dude, the white down here at the bottom. I feel like this is Mr. Producer at his computer. Okay. That'll work. Okay. Let's get some glue on her. Hi, Maritza. How you doing? Hey, Kat. Hi, Pamela. Everybody popping in. Hello. To all the silent viewers out there, me too. I have to watch on silent too sometimes. Probably more often than not. And hello, hello, and hello to anyone who chooses to watch this long video later live on a replay. Hello to everyone. Thanks for being here. We're almost done. There we go. Just need to get them right up to the line. There we go. And then we're going to pop this right over them like this. And we'll have everything glued down. And I hope this makes Mary giggle and laugh when she comes into her studio, because she makes us giggle and laugh. Well, she makes me giggle and laugh. I'm pretty sure she makes a lot of you giggle and laugh too. I wouldn't say this is my favorite glue, but hey, it's an all-purpose, strong, wet tack, dries clear, remains flexible, no run. Hopefully it holds. It says Craft Bond, it should. Okay, now straighten things up a little bit. There we go. Her little pigtail. I think I need to tame that a little bit. I have to use some smaller scissors. Just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, that makes me happy. Okay. Let's put more glue on it. Now off camera, once these are all dry, I will be wrapping these with like in board, and I'll be putting them in boxes so that they don't get like, because you know, we're going on a road trip. And Craft Roulette is the end of our road trip, so I don't want them getting damaged along the way. So I'll have to protect them properly. But we did it together. Today, we made 3 of these. This is Miss Carrie Rhodes. This is Mary Guns. This is Crafty Owls. And this is Lauren Taylor's, the one we made yesterday. Now, they need the dots. So I think the dots really finish these off, these glitter dots. And this one's dry because we made it yesterday. So I'm going to add those and then we'll go. Thanks, Kat. 110 minutes. Yikes. Whoa, 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 whoa. And another yikes. And my stomach is like, feed me, Seymour. All right. Let's try to control that a little bit, Betty Penny. I love these. As I look at these backgrounds, like as I'm putting these dots down, I really love these backgrounds. I'm going to put a couple of dots on the flower. Oh my gosh. I don't know my own strength this morning. Yeah, I think that will do. I'll put a couple down here. I love the colors, you guys. I love how these came out. And although they're a lot alike, you know, I use a lot of the same design pattern and stuff. Each one is different and made for the individual. Unfortunately, Crafty Owls is my least favorite. I think I really needed to cut her out. And that makes me a little sad, but maybe it'll grow on me. Let's see. Crafty Owl is just one of my favorite people. Oh, that's better. I think I just feel like there's a lot of empty. Ooh, I like that. Okay. I think that okay, that fixes, it makes it better. I don't know if it fixes it, but it makes it better. Let's say that. Yeah, I think if I put any more on it, it will be too much. Let's stick with that. Let me glue those down and then we'll put her dots on. I've got some watchers addicted to glitter glue, Jen. I should get a commission. Oh my gosh. Okay. Vicki, I hope you look me up. When I'm there, I can't wait to meet you. Hang out. I hope we get to craft a little together. Okay. Man, I really do like these backgrounds. Like as I put these dots down, I'm seeing them more kind of close up and I just really like them. I had so much fun here with you guys today and yesterday. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let's put maybe where I go overboard and regret it. Yeah, don't like that. That's okay. We can fix it. It's still early enough. I'm going to take a couple of these up. And I'm going to take that one up. Okay, that makes me more happy. Sometimes you got to rein it in, Bitty Penny. Rein it in. All right. So I think that one's done. What do y'all think about Alicia's? I hope she likes it. I just wish I would have fussy cut her out. That's all. But it is made with love. All right, and Miss Mary's. Let's put on all the dots. Have any of you seen the like Lazy Susan for crafters that people are using now? I think it's a Michaels thing. I think that's interesting. Okay, that's good. All right, we did it. We finished them. Yay, everybody. This Miss Mary's, and now Miss Mary's is even extra because I put, let me not smear any of that, but some fun on the back as well. So Miss Mary's, Miss Carrie's, whoops, and Miss Alicia's. There we go. We did it. Oh, good. Thanks, y'all. I hope so. I love spending time with y'all too. Maddie, you made it to #1. Look at you. I hope you get a cookie. Oh, thanks, Vicki. I totally second guess myself all the time. That's one of my strengths. I love you guys. I had so much fun hanging out with you today. I have to go to work now. But yay, we've got this project done. So like I said yesterday, but I have not said yet today, these, you can make these in any theme that you want. You could do, we'll come back and do these later, like in August. We'll make some of these like Christmas theme. You could make them Halloween theme. You could do dogs and cats. You could do patriotic. I mean, it's a canvas. It could be anything that you want. And the 6x8 size really is manageable. If you make 5x7 cards and journals and things, you can totally make one of these. If you make A2 cards, stretch yourself, girlfriend. You can make one of these. 6x8 isn't that much larger, really. In the grand scheme of things, it's not. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for all that you do, all your help. I want to second that, Ave. Might not see you before, but hope you have a wonderful trip and event. Thank you so much, Zenjen. Love you guys. Miss Linda and Paula. Thanksgiving would be good. Oh, little pumpkins. Make yourself a little fall themed one with a grateful heart. Yeah, anything. Anything. You could do these with anything. I had to make them for my crafty girlfriends, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll give it a try with all the craft supplies you have. And I will see you guys back here maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have a schedule this week, so I'm just gonna pop on when I can. But I'll see y'all back here maybe tomorrow, Saturday, and then that'll be it. And then when I come live next week, it'll be from Paper Gansa. And I'll have some videos for y'all. All right. Much love, everyone. Bye.